Hello, and welcome to this video series, telling our story from our lessons learned from our Right to Breathe campaign from 2015 to 2020, which won the permanent closure of the East Coast's largest and oldest oil refinery. The first lesson we want to start off with is perhaps at once the simplest and most complicated. It's important to build strong organization. That's where our power lies and is best used when we're moving in community together. Now notice we didn't say build organizations. We said build strong organizations. We'll share a few pieces of what that means to thrive.
Since the beginning, Philly Thrive has been a multiracial, cross-class movement, bringing people together across differences to fight for our shared right to breathe. We won't lie to you and say that it's always been simple or easy. Moving across lines of race, class, generation, and ability requires a lot of shared learning, a lot of work to resolve conflicts and misunderstanding, and just a lot of care. But at the end of the day, the different skills and experiences that we brought were absolutely essential to getting the refinery shut down.
From the beginning, and we've continued to do this, Thrive has just this great combination of like lived experience and data that backs everything that we do. Like we have a frontline community that's 500 feet from a refinery or less. And then we also have data, like actual data about air monitoring, about air, like health impacts of air pollution. That's something that's not probably prevalent enough in a lot of organizations.
Philly Thrive does a really great job of talking about the connections between all of these different issues pretty explicitly in our work, and I think that's super important because it's not something that people are taught and it's definitely not something that the powerful elite are trying to do and educate folks about, hey, all of these injustices are actually connected and all of these different people have reasons to actually work together.
Thrive has also always been intentionally leaderful, building on organizations like the Movement for Black Lives that use that model. Creating a decentralized movement doesn't just happen though, you have to build it. Our movement agreed that any time an action circle, a group of 3 or more people made a decision in alignment with our principles, they were empowered to go ahead. We also created a lot of structures to make sure everybody was on the same page, which is a really key component. We had early trainings that everybody had to attend to join the movement. We've had and still have monthly movement assemblies for coordination, and we have a shared internal Facebook group to name a few examples. Being leaderful also meant that people could step up and step back. We didn't all need to be going 100% of the time for the movement to work. This was key for our base of poor and working class Black residents who, due to racism, sexism, and other structural oppression, simply had a lot of crises and demands on their time and energy.
And the thing is, when you're tired, we do have a lot of meetings, but when I'm tired, I say, you know what, I'm tired. I think I'm gonna take a couple of days off. I got gas up. I got rest in my mind, my eyes, my ears, my heart, my whole body, I got to rest. So once I rest up, I can come back and give you some more information. I can do some more rallying, I can do some more of this, and that's what I love about us. We care, not just about the environment, but we care about one another.
We also been place-based since the very beginning. Rooted in the Grace Ferry neighborhood of Philly, we're a little biased, but we think place-based organizations are uniquely capable of contesting for change. We've also always run campaigns using nonviolent direct actions and media coverage to put pressure on decision makers to stand with us.
I really believe, and we've seen through Philly Thrive's work, that like, you know, issue-based campaigns where we really like choose an issue like the refinery and we like isolate the pillars of power or like, you know, the entities that are supporting that issue to continue to perpetuate, like that is how we can move the needle.
When I think about our Right to Breathe campaign, it was really important that we did all that work between 2015 and 2019, right? That like spade work, in the words of Ella Baker, civil rights movement organizing great, to build this organization so that when the refinery, you know, blew itself up in 2019, we were really ready to like grab that opportunity and get it shut for good. Like if we had just started organizing in June of 2019, we wouldn't have been ready. We would have been trying to do all of the building and then do the campaigning.
You know, and I was lucky to kind of run across someone who was, I think, an organizer and also a farmer, gardener in those first 3 years, and maybe nearing year 3, who said like, oh, you know, a rule of thumb in farming and gardening is that it takes like 3 to 5 years to like cultivate soil that is like, you know, healthy and fertile and capable of like nurturing plants and life, and like, and to apply that lesson over to building a base of residents activated and committed to stopping the refinery's pollution. That was really helpful to think of it in terms of like cultivating a healthy soil that could, you know, sustain life. Then it just does take years.